This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, Scott Technology spends millions buying an Australian company and its agricultural products. The move to bring cable cars back to a Dunedin street gains momentum with the planned establishment of a museum. And we take a look at the efforts of some Otago school children who want to ban the use of plastic bags. Good evening, I'm Rebecca Dupree. Dreams of a cable car running up and down High Street in Dunedin are gaining momentum. While the millions of dollars needed for the project have yet to be found, the public will soon be able to see where the money would be spent. Mark Price reports.
3 of Dunedin's old cable cars could be on show in Mornington by Christmas. The last cable car ran on High Street 60 years ago. But if Neville Gemmett has his way, they'll be back, and soon.
You give me the money and I'll do it in a year. I estimate that probably the building up here might be 5 years down the track before we can get onto that. And then depends from there just exactly whether we have to buy new tracks or whether we buy second-hand ones from Kiwi Rail. You know, it all depends on where they all come from.
Mr Gemmett says he was the founder of Arana Park in Christchurch in the 1970s and sees some parallels between that project and the High Street cable car project.
Very much the same problems. Arana Park was something that was new in Christchurch and had a lot of people who weren't too sure whether it was the right idea. Same thing here now, but this has been in Dunedin where Arana Park there were no zoos in Christchurch at all.
Stage 1 of the project will see 3 cable cars housed in Mornington by Christmas. Stage 2 requires a $3 million terminus building, and Stage 3 will require 12 to 13 million for everything else to allow 6 restored cable cars to run on High Street. Dunedin once had 4 cable car routes. Bringing back just 1 would put it firmly on the transport tourism route again. Mark Price for The South Today.
A Queenstown woman has been banned from driving indefinitely. The receptionist was found slumped behind the wheel of her parked car in Arrowtown in October. 37-year-old Jessica Mary Wilkinson was 6 times the 250 microgram legal limit when breath tested by police. Judge Christina Cook said in the Queenstown District Court this morning that Wilkinson's level was horrendously high. Wilkinson can only drive again when authorised to do so by the New Zealand Transport Agency. Dunedin-based Scott Technology has spent more than $6 million buying Australian company BladeStop. BladeStop's main invention is designed to reduce injuries in meat processing plants, and Scott Technology's Chief Financial Officer believes the acquisition fits with their core meat processing applications.
Technology to make meat processing quicker and safer. This large machine is among the range of industrial meat processing machines that is helping Scott Technology expand. It complements the company's purchase of Australian company BladeStop.
At the time that we purchased machinery automation and robotics, we didn't acquire the BladeStop business. But now that JBS Australia have taken a 50.1% shareholding in Scott Technology.
Dunedin Scott Technology sealed the deal with the company recently, and it's now been finalised after Scott notified the New Zealand Stock Exchange. Giles says it fits with the company's work producing meat processing machinery.
With JBS taking a 50.1% shareholding in Scott Technology, it was an appropriate time for us to then acquire the BladeStop business and to bring that within Scott and take that equipment wider to the global meat industry.
Scott Technology's Chief Financial Officer says obtaining the intellectual property rights to BladeStop is the next step in the company's acquisitions plan. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
Mataura's main business area is getting a shot in the arm with the opening of 3 new businesses in Bridge Street. The Pinevale Trust has bought several unoccupied buildings, formerly owned by retired American dentist Jack Phillips. Trustee Mike Whale says a second-hand furniture shop, a florist and a hairdresser would use the buildings, and renovation of the rundown street had been welcomed by community leaders. A group of Carisbrook School pupils are in the process of taking a petition to Parliament. They want to stop the use of plastic bags in New Zealand, and they held a protest at the Octagon on Saturday to raise awareness and gain signatures for their cause.
Rain didn't dampen the spirits of a group of anti-plastic bag protesters at the weekend. Local community politicians were supporting Carisbrook School pupils to help raise awareness about the environmental impact of plastic. The idea for a petition was sparked after learning about the topic in class.
We ran an elective for one term to learn about rubbish and the impact of rubbish on the environment, and we did a rubbish audit, and we learnt a great deal about the consequences of plastics on the environment. And as a result of that, these wonderful girls contacted Claire Curran themselves and got her to come in and talk to us, and we just went from there.
She says they're optimistic about the government's response, as there are many other groups involved with the cause. MP Claire Curran says the issue needs highlighting because of the amount of plastic in the ocean and how it impacts the wildlife.
But what's so important is that young people are taking the initiative and want to take the issue to Parliament. So as their local Member of Parliament, I think it's really important to support them in trying to affect political change on an issue that really does matter.
20 pages of signatures were gathered during the protest, but to convince Parliament to consider change, it will take thousands of signatures. Siobhan Watson, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, a well-known filmmaker tells us how Dunedin could be more attractive to the film industry, and the tour of Southland gets underway with hundreds of cyclists and spectators.
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules. Go to www.silverhorn.co.nz to order emu oil today.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
The 2016 Dunedin Relay for Life will be held on the 19th and 20th of November at Forsyth Bar Stadium. The event will be full of fun, entertainment and team spirit. The Relay for Life is a 24-hour event where you and your team take part in walking a track to support local people affected by cancer.
Hi there, my name's John Moyle and I am a cancer survivor. I had cancer 10 years ago and I'll be all clear in December this year, 10 years, so it's a great accomplishment. The Cancer Society did amazing work in Otago, and I've made some good friends and met some good people through that. Relay for Life is one of their major fundraisers for the year, and I stress it's really important people to get behind it. It's great fun, and since I've moved into Forsyth Bar, the weather's not an issue. So get amongst it, raise some money, get your friends and family, workmates together, and get down and support the Relay for Life, because the things that Cancer Society do for the people in Otago in the way of services, providing support for families and people going through cancer treatment. But we want to see you down there at Forsyth Bar, raising lots of money, having lots of fun, November this year.
Hi, I'm Nick. This is my third relay. We've had lots of fun fundraising for the Relay for Life this year. We've been doing cheese rolls with real onion. We've been selling raffles and have a quiz night coming up, which we're busy collecting prizes for that. We've had so much fun doing this in the past years. Can't wait to do it again. Hope to see you there.
It's not too late to join in the fun. Register now, relayforlife.org.nz.
Oh, help! Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician for structural, muscular, emotional body work. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
We need your help to rebuild our animal centre urgently. Please give a little today.
Come one, come all to the Oamaru Victorian Heritage Celebrations, a year to reflect on the intriguing world of medicine in the Victorian era. 16th to the 20th of November, www.vhc.co.nz for more information.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night. Proudly brought to you by multi-award-winning Garrador.
Welcome back. Filmmaker Robert Sarkis has returned to Dunedin to work on an Australian TV series. He believes more people would come to Dunedin if there was a ready supply of local equipment and if there was infrastructure in place.
Taking a little time off, but still checking his emails. Former Dunedin filmmaker Robert Sarkis has called Wellington home for a few years, but is currently back in Otago working on an Australian series called Wanted. Due to contractual agreements, he can't say too much about the production, except that some of it is set here.
Some of it's set in New Zealand, some of it's set in Dunedin, and some of it's got me directing it, so that's good.
Sarkis does return to Dunedin often, but hasn't filmed anything here for a long while.
You know, I mean, I obviously know it very well, but I'm able to find myself able to sort of view it as if I was a tourist, I suppose, and that's really handy for a filmmaker because everything feels fresh and new.
He grew up in Dunedin in the 1980s and 90s, and remembers the feeling of the place was like somewhere that was closing.
And it so clearly isn't now. I mean, you can really feel that the place is vital now. You know, I'd say easily as vital as somewhere like Wellington, where I live, in terms of the arts community. Just the money that you see being spent on, doing up all these old warehouses, and I mean, clearly, it seems that the internet has saved Dunedin.
He says a cinematographer he's working with is stunned by the amount of heritage architecture in Dunedin. But the film industry infrastructure isn't there to make use of it.
This place could be anywhere. It could be New York, it could be, there's so many different angles on it that allow you as a filmmaker to basically treat it as a giant studio backlot.
The filmmaker and crew are due to be filming at one of the central city's most notable buildings, not far from their temporary headquarters, tomorrow, and are expected to be around Dunedin and environs for a few more days. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
The first leg of the tour of Southland has taken place today. 120 cyclists from around New Zealand and abroad have arrived to take part in the 7-stage road race, and the crowds have come out to support their teams.
It's a beautiful day with perfect conditions. Stage 1 of the Tour of Southland's kicked off today. Hi, I'm Ruby Spink in Invercargill here at the SIT Zero Fees Velodrome, the starting line of the first real day of the tour. The 20 teams and 120 cyclists will travel over 850 kilometres over the 7 days, including the time trial around Queen's Park yesterday. Stage 1 today saw cyclists go 170 kilometres from Invercargill to Lumsden, and people from all ages are out supporting their teams.
The atmosphere with the kids and things like this, I think it's probably one of the bigger events that comes to Southland, and long may it continue,
This is a milestone year for the tour, which started 60 years ago. The tour is still the most prestigious road cycling race in the country. It's bringing cyclists from all over New Zealand and around the world to Southland.
It would be the biggest in New Zealand, I would think, and probably comparable to a lot of tours overseas.
Tomorrow's stage 2 of the race, which will see cyclists travel 150 kilometres from Riverton to Te Anau. And if the weather keeps up like this, we're going to be in for a great tour. Ruby Spink, The South Today.
Southland's answer to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory has come second place in the National Artisan Food Producer Award. The Seriously Good Chocolate Company's Pinot Noir product range has caused a stir locally, and they're looking to expand the business both here and around the world.
The Seriously Good Chocolate Company was created to put Kiwiana culture into chocolate. The founder, Jane Stanton, started off making chocolates for friends and family. When she realised no one else was doing wine chocolates, she decided to try fill the gap in the market. Now she says she's trying to showcase New Zealand, and Southland in particular, to the rest of the world.
We thought, now how can we use this, because New Zealand is becoming such a wine region, especially Central Otago. So we're working with the Central Otago people. We've got the Central Otago wine boxes. So we've got 8 wineries. We've got a second wine box, Central Otago wine box, coming out shortly. So this is our thing.
She says they're expanding the range of products on the back of the Pinot Noir chocolate's popularity. The Seriously Good Chocolate Company offers Pinot Noir chocolate smoothie powder, stock flavour bombs, chutneys, sauces, and the artisan food producer runner-up, Salt and Pepper. Jane says this experience has been encouraging for the brand.
It was very exciting. We had some people come down, again through Venture Southland, and we took them through the factory, and she picked up on the Pinot Noir Salt and Pepper and said, look, that needs to go into the awards.
Jane says she tries to tell a story through the products she makes, including the Burt Munro and Bluff Oyster themed chocolates. She says it's all done to showcase what Southland has to offer.
We really just trying to be passionate and grow Southland and want people to come to Southland to see all the other fantastic things that are going on. And some of that is starting to happen. They get our chocolates, they get our story, and they want to come and have a look.
She says the strong sense of Kiwiana in Southland has enabled her to build this company over the last 16 years, which now produces 3,000 boxes of chocolates per week. Ruby Spink for South Today.
And it looks like I have a new item to add to my shopping list. Well, after the break on the South Today, Dunedin's industrial powerhouse heritage is celebrated, and we meet 2 people who are more interested in Melbourne Cup frocks than horses.
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules. Go to www.silverhorn.co.nz to order emu oil today.
We need your help to rebuild our animal centre urgently. Please give a little today.
Come one, come all to the Oamaru Victorian Heritage Celebrations, a year to reflect on the intriguing world of medicine in the Victorian era. 16th to the 20th of November, www.vhc.co.nz for more information.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
The 2016 Dunedin Relay for Life will be held on the 19th and 20th of November at Forsyth Bar Stadium. The event will be full of fun, entertainment and team spirit. The Relay for Life is a 24-hour event where you and your team take part in walking a track to support local people affected by cancer.
Hi there, my name's John Moyle and I am a cancer survivor. I had cancer 10 years ago and I'll be all clear in December this year, 10 years, so it's a great accomplishment. The Cancer Society did amazing work in Otago. I've made some good friends and met some good people through that. Relay for Life is one of their major fundraisers for the year, and I stress it's really important people to get behind it. It's great fun, and since I've moved into Forsyth Bar, the weather's not an issue. So get amongst it, raise some money, get your friends and family, workmates together, and get down and support the Relay for Life, because the things that Cancer Society do for the people in Otago in the way of services, providing support for families and people going through cancer treatment. And we want to see you down there at Forsyth Bar, raising lots of money, having lots of fun, November this year.
Hi, I'm Nick. This is my 3rd relay. We've had lots of fun fundraising for the Relay for Life this year. We've been doing cheese rolls with real onion. We've been selling raffles and have a quiz night coming up, which we're busy collecting prizes for that. We've had so much fun doing this in the past years. Can't wait to do it again. Hope to see you there.
It's not too late to join in the fun. Register now, relayforlife.org.nz.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up.
Thursday night is Motorsport Night, proudly brought to you by multi-award winning Garrador.
Welcome back. A festival celebrating Dunedin's heritage has had a second successful run. The focus was on the city's role as an industrial powerhouse of New Zealand, and organisers say it's a fun way to introduce the public to the city's unique history. Oh, I'm sorry, we're having some trouble with that track, so we'll try to come back to it later. Well, it is Melbourne Cup Day at Wingatui Racecourse tomorrow, and of course, in some circles, the horses will always come second to frocks. That certainly applies to two of Wanaka's fashionistas who are in Dunedin in readiness for the Fashion in the Field event. Margot Taylor caught up with them at the Distinction Hotel.
Freelance stylist and fashion blogger Ben Boyne and hairdresser Joanne Gorman say keep it classy and confident.
I'm hoping to see sort of normal, the outlook, what people expect to partake of the races, beautiful length skirts or dresses, something that's appropriate.
The Wanaka-based fashion experts are in town to help judge and organise the fashion parade.
I think it's the whole, the excitement of somewhere to go out, the races, you know, to get together with your friends and have a really lovely day. It's that whole sort of old vintage, maybe almost picnic atmosphere. It's a really social occasion for people to mingle, but especially just to get dressed up and look beautiful.
Race day goers should expect to see lots of lace, pastels and sequins, the pair say.
Neutral tones. Hopefully lots of fascinators and hats, and very elegant, maybe some gloves
But race day attire is about being confident, not intoxicated, and rocking a look, not necessarily following a trend. And while the weather forecast is looking okay with a high of 15, dress for the weather. As for me, my gumboots are ready, so are my stilettos. Let's see how the weather is. Margot Taylor, The South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on The South Today. Dunedin Scott Technology has spent more than $6 million purchasing Australian meat processing technology company BladeStop. The Dunedin Heritage Light Rail Trust says it could have the Mornington cable car up and running in a year if it has the funds. And a group of Carisbrook school children want to stop the use of plastic bags in New Zealand and are taking a petition to Parliament. Well, it's time to find out now what's happening in tomorrow's Otago Daily Times, and editor Barry Stewart joins us. Good evening.
Hello, Rebecca. We reveal in the ODT tomorrow big delays in eye treatment across the south for a large number of patients. Also, Delta has announced a solution to the ongoing power pole problem. And of course we preview Melbourne Cup Day at Wingatui, so we have a look at the fashion in the field, and we talk to a Dunedin woman who admits to being painfully shy, but it's an event that allows her to break out each year.
Ooh.
She got second last year, so aiming for first this year, no doubt. We also have a special cup lift out with all the form and fields in form, so you can make your Melbourne Cup selections. Grey Power has given its verdict on the new Meals on Wheels menu.
Ooh.
Yes, interesting.
Yeah? Okay.
Can't say too much.
And I know you won't.
Well, I will actually.
You're such
I'll
a
tell you.
tease.
Should I tell you? No,
Yes,
no,
please.
wait for the paper. No, wait for the
Was
paper.
it positive or negative?
That would give the game away.
Okay.
All right, moving on quickly.
It was worth a try.
Moving on quickly. No, they actually, no, I won't say.
Oh.
In sport, we review the Otago rugby season and we look at, we rate the players and see, of course, they lost the final on Friday night, but that was disappointing, but had a fantastic year.
Quite devastating.
Was
Really,
it
wasn't
for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, drop goal.
Yep.
Horrible way to go.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All that effort, but look, they got there.
They
got to the final.
They did, and we should be very proud of them for doing so.
We should indeed. That's tomorrow's ODT, including what Grey Power think of the
Yeah,
meals. I'm going
watch
to
out for that.
I'll beat that out of you in a moment.
Yeah.
Thank you, Barry. That's
Okay.
tomorrow's ODT. Time now for tomorrow's weather.
This weather update proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorn's Manuka Honey.
Here is our southern view. It's taken of a tree blowing in the breeze. And a bird not blowing in the breeze. To the situation, a cold front and a weak trough of low pressure will spread over the country tomorrow, although it is going to decay over southern districts. What does that mean? Well, it means late rain with northerlies for Balclutha and the Catlins, both on 17 degrees though, not to be sneezed at. Gusty westerlies with some rain for Gore and Lumsden, and both on 16 degrees. Northerlies with high cloud increasing for Alexandra and Queenstown, highs of 18 degrees. Gusty westerlies with rain easing into Yarnell and 15 degrees. Northerlies for Wanaka, high cloud increasing there, 18. Northerlies with high cloud increasing for Oamaru, Marama and Twizel. High cloud for Timaru with nor'easters and a high of 19. And Dunedin tonight, remaining fine with a low of 8 degrees. Tomorrow, sunny periods at first, but high cloud will increase. Breezy nor'easters, a high of 16. You couldn't really wish for better for Melbourne Cup Day. And on Wednesday, sunny periods and light westerly. Some showers may develop during the evening, a high of 16. And in Invercargill tonight, cloud creasing with northerlies and a low of 8. Tomorrow, scattered rain developing with gusty westerlies, becoming fine though later in the day, 15 degrees. And on Wednesday, fine at first, but cloud will increase. Some rain will develop later in the day, westerly winds with a high of 14. And that's all from the team here at the South today for Monday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.